Good morning, everybody. Well, good evening, rather. It is freezing in Indiana. This is Brandon with the Stills Disease channel. Apologies. I am filming in my car. I just bought a second store, August 1 in Lafayette, of Complete Nutrition. So I am driving down to Terre Haute to do the grand opening sale. We're going to have some pretty good deals on everything. But just wanted to talk to everybody a little bit about Stills disease and really overcoming the despair that comes with it. I know there's a lot of physical ailments that come with Stills disease, but not enough people talk about the mental aspects of it. So I'm actually going back to school. I got my bachelor's in December of last year in general studies with concentrations in social studies education. Got my associates in psychology, and I got my history associates. I'm going back. I have 4 more classes to get my psychology degree, so I figured, why the fuck not, since I'm so psychologically afflicted. Maybe this will help bring some peace to myself. So I'm hoping to help people that are diseased maybe later on down the road after I get my certifications and all that, with kind of helping to overcome all the mental aspects that come with having an incurable disease. So for those of you who do not know, and I know a lot of people do watch the first video, which was, might I say, when I was in literally my worst state. I was peaked Stills disease. I couldn't move in the mornings, taking prednisone, getting fat. I was so fat. I went back and watched that video, and oh my god, and I hate that about myself because I used to be so in shape. But I was in my peak depression, peak disease, peak anxiety, peak everything. Like, I was a fucking wreck. I couldn't function. So a lot of people refer back to that video, and they don't really see the videos that have come since that, because not enough people really know that since that video, you know, things have gotten better. I'm in a better place. I've been in remission since May, and that's fucking awesome. I feel great. I'm not totally in remission. I think I should state that. You never really go fully into remission. I think I had Stills disease last bout so long that it permanently affected the cartilage in my joints on my knees. It pretty much messed everything up in my knees, unfortunately. So I'm still not able to run as much as I can, or I definitely don't recover as fast as I used to, which honestly I think is part of an aging aspect as well. You know, I'm 27. I'm not 21 anymore, and I kind of hold myself to that standard of when I was 21, because I still feel like I'm young, but you know, from an outside perspective, I'm kind of like, I'm over mid-20s. I'm late 20s right now, and I'm not 21. I'm not 23 anymore. I can't run 13 miles. I can't run 17 miles. Go to sleep and wake up, and the next day do 15. Like, that's not how life works, and it's really coming to terms with that. And another thing, Stills disease, people see the physical part of it. So like your family, your friends, everybody sees the physical toll that it takes, whether it be your body changing, or you know, you're grunting when you get up, or you literally can't move. That's physical. They don't see what goes on inside here. Your mind is it plays tricks on you. There's a lot of mental games that go into this disease, and it's sad. There's a lot of mental games that go into any disease, honestly, but Stills disease is worse because your body just quits, your joints just quit working on you. And that's scary. You know, with some diseases you could, I mean, fuck, even with cancer, I'm not comparing this to cancer, they're both diseases, but with cancer you could feel fine. But honestly, you could have like stage 4 weird shit. With this, you don't feel fine. You feel like you're gonna fucking die. Like, I couldn't get out of bed. I had to piss in a 1-gallon jug when I could fucking stand up. I thought I was like literally dying right there, but you know, come to find out, it's just Stills disease. Like, anyways, they tried to get me on prednisone. I took 80 milligrams a day for 3 months. Probably gained about 25 pounds. It was awful. I hated every minute of it. And then he said the next step up is methyltrexate. And I said, no. Because he's doing the head and described to me everything. I can't drink on it. You'd probably lose hair. I read up on it. it's cancer medication. I said, nope. So I didn't do that. Really, I just went into remission by eating healthier. Still kind of fat because I'm just naturally like a fat body type person, big bone as they call it. But eating a lot more fats has kind of helped. And another thing is getting all of my greens and superfoods in. That's been hugely beneficial. Since I do own a supplement shop, I get that stuff at a low cost. And anybody that's watching this and really wants anything that will help cure like the joint pain and the stiffness and anything like that, go ahead and call me. My name's Brandon Barron. I own Complete Nutrition Lafayette. I'm usually up there. Call the store. I'm usually working from 10 to 8. Call the store. I will get you hooked up. If you mention you're from this video or whatever, I will definitely hook you up. And this isn't me trying to sell you anything. This is me trying to alleviate what this piece of shit is, man. So this video is mainly as like a follow-up because a lot of people are watching my very first video, and, you know, which is good. People need to see that. People need to see that side and have someone to relate to. And that's why I made that video, so people could, with this disease, could go out and be like, well, shit, I'm not the only one, you know? Like, my feelings are justified. Someone else is suffering, and, you know, they're going through depression, they're going through that, and their joints hurt, and they're not the same as they used to be. Like, that's okay, good. I also want people to see that, you know, it gets a lot better. You know, you start to feel better, but also I want people to recognize after they watch these videos that, yeah, it gets better, but it's not going to get better. Like, I'm not naive enough to think that this thing's done for life. Like, it's going to come back. It's just a matter of when. And it's kind of mentally preparing yourself to live with a lifelong, incurable disease and be reminded of that every single day. That takes a lot of energy. A lot of fatigue goes into play here. So, kind of bracing, I don't want to say bracing yourself, but preparing yourself for it. That's a better word. You need to be prepared that this is going to come back. You're going to have another flare-up, whether it be next month or 6 months or 5 years or 10, 15, 20 years. It's going to happen. So realize that and actualize through it. Once you realize and then you actualize through it, this disease has no control of you anymore. And that's the great part about adapting and overcoming. You know, when this does happen, you adapt to it. You're like, fuck, I can't do this anymore, I can't do that anymore, I'm gonna be hurting, I gotta go to the doctor, I'll probably gotta get on prednisone, I'll probably gotta do this. But once that's done, you go back and you don't get depressed when it comes back up. You more or less just like, or when it goes away, you don't get depressed. You're happy. So you need to be that way the whole way through. So when it comes back up, you're happy again. Why? Because you know it's going to happen. Prepare yourself for it going to happen again, and it's going to happen again. And for everyone who's watching this, if you're this far in, congratulations. You put up with me, my voice, and my curse words for 9 minutes. Sorry, I was overshooting it. 8 minutes and 52 seconds now. IVIG shots. Now, for those of you who do not know IVIG shots, it is essentially plasma. So, there's 4 or 5 studies that I found. IVIG shots are 98% effective against adult onset Still's disease. Now, that's huge because this thing is like incurable or whatever. It puts you into remission. Get this, for 12 to 54 months. 12 to 54 months, right? I'd do some plasma shots every 5 years rather than taking prednisone any day. Now, the kicker here is you've got to find someone that's willing to work with you and give you the IVIG shot. So, I went to my rheumatologist, prednisone. I was like, this sucks. He says, let's switch it up. Methotrexate. Plaquenil. And I was like, no, I don't like this either. So he goes, methotrexate. Nope. And then he tried to get me on some shot, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Give me something that's like not full of like pesticides. Like, give me something that's not going to cut my lifespan by 10 years. He wouldn't work with me, so I brought him those studies, and I was like, dude, look, here. These are all scientific studies. Like, literally has like an abstract to it, and it has like placebos and everything else. They're all like highly in a clinical setting, just like really well done. Read through them, give him everything. We go over it. He goes, I'm not going to do that for you. And this guy's like one of the most respected rheumatologists in the nation. So at that point, I'm like, what the fuck? Can you refer me to anybody that does? No, he's not going to refer me to anybody. So you know what that guy is? He's a fucking peddler. He's a drug dealer is what he is. This 70-year-old man is a fucking drug dealer. He's not trying to help me. He's trying to put money in his own pocket. And that's what sucks. So you got to find a doctor that's willing to work with you. Now, I got my first dose of the IVIG back when I first had Still's disease, the first round, and they thought I had parvovirus B19, which is what dogs get. Fucking weird that they thought I had it. I guess humans can get it. But they thought IVIG shots would kill it, put my immune system back up there, because my white blood cell count was crazy. And it worked. So I started doing some research, and there's a lot of studies. If anybody needs the studies, I will try to include them in the bio. I've got all of them on my little notepad on my iPhone. It's all saved in there, so if anybody needs those studies, show to their doctor or whatever. But what I want to do is kind of get a community started. So drop your emails down in the comments below, and I will try to get a community started. There's the International Still's Disease Foundation. They're really not too active. It's hard to get a hold of the people that run it, first off, and you know, I don't even think there's a Facebook page. It's like that unorganized. So what I want to do is try to get a community of people, because there's so little information out there firsthand of people experiencing this and living it. There's a lot of information as to what the disease is, but there's not so much as if you go on YouTube and type up, you know, anything like living with a flu, there's going to be millions of videos, but living with Still's disease, there's nothing. So what I want to do is try to help people that have been in our shoes. So if anybody's watching this that has Still's disease, you know how it feels. Like, you know how it feels to feel like you're alone, because this disease is so fucking rare. You know how it feels. You're like, this sucks. Like, I need some sort of relation, because I guarantee you don't know anybody that has it. So I want to start a community to kind of help with people like that. I want to embrace people. I want an open dialogue. You know, what people found that works, what people found that doesn't work, what dosage of this does this, and really like literally a community of people. And it'd be cool if we can get together once a year and go have some drinks at, you know, Cabo or something like that. But in all reality, I would like to get something going. So if anybody has any ideas or anything, if you'd like to help, feel free to comment below. I'd love to work with anybody that has any ideas or wants to get anything going. That's all I've got. I hope everybody stays safe over this Thanksgiving holiday coming up in a month. I'm a month off. Jesus. I've been working so much, it's crazy. Oh, one more thing. I'm reading a book called Peak Performance. I'll get it here. If you haven't read it, it's a great book. Awesome. Oh, in my last video, I mentioned books that you should read. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It was a lifesaver for my mental game. That book is phenomenal. Anyways, Peak Performance. It talks about in here how it basically elevate your game, avoid burnout, and thrive with the new science of success. Peak Performance by Brad Stulberg and Steve Magnus. This book talks about, you know, I've never read a book that's more true to myself besides Meditations. This book really spoke to me, because I'm always the type to go, anything I do 110%, I'm going to outwork you, I'm going to do that, I'm going to wake up earlier than you, I'm going to work later than you, I'm going to do more with my time. Like, I'm gonna beast mode. So it talks about that. And it talks about kind of trying to balance your life. But it also talks about, and this really, like, literally almost made me cry, when it started talking about stress and what stress can do to your body. So it talked about if you're so stressed for so long, your immune system is activated, right? And it's sent out as like a stress reliever. So it's just gonna help with everything in your body. Your immune system is like, panic mode. But if you're so stressed for so long, your immune system starts to break down. And when it starts to break down, your cartilage goes, your joints go, everything like that goes. So you can't be too stressed. Stress is good. You need stress. Stress is growth. But too much stress is deterioration. So keep that in mind. I'm going to try to update these weekly videos, hopefully get some traction going. If anybody needs anything or help or advice or some positive mindset stuff, you can go ahead, drop your email below. I'll try to send you an email with books that I've read or studies that I have, literally anything I can do to help, any concerns or anything like that. But that's all I got, guys, for real this time. Hope everybody has a great weekend, great week, great day, whatever it is, whenever you're watching this. Hope it's fucking awesome. Yep, that's it. Take care.